table so
Yes.
we can find an end to this impasse. So when you go to the negotiating table, there are things you can, say, we can leave this, but these are the irreducible minimums. This is what we want implemented short term, immediately, or long term. So let's talk about the irreducible minimums. For clinical officers to go back to public health facilities, what box should be ticked, bearing in mind the fiscal space we're in?
Rogers, if you are the government, then that will have been a very good question. But now, unfortunately, you're asking me to negotiate with myself. We want the government to come on the table, say you had 10 agenda.
Yes.
We are willing to address 1, 2, 3. As to now, are you willing? Because the negotiation is a give and take.
True.
Nothing has been offered as to now.
But what's of priority to clinical officers?
The priority to clinical officers, and you'll see, and all issues are relative. I can put some maybe context into some of them.
Briefly,
One, we are looking at the government to approve our career progression, which normally give us a pathway in terms of how we need to grow. All these clinical officers were employed either as a diploma, but if today you go to do some audit, like here in Nairobi, probably a majority have even master's qualification, but they have not been redesignated. A majority have not been promoted because of failure to have a career progression. Two is that we need our CBA be finalized and be deposited with the court. Three is we need our interns to be paid as per the approved job establishment by the Public Service Commission. Four is implement the agreement with the ministry on payment of the risk allowance. The last one is that the UHC who actually served us during the COVID, and we lost a number of them. We need them to be actually respected and be put on permanent and pensionable because they are paid punitively, and they're the one who bailed us during the COVID time. So we wanted the government to give it a consideration and put them on PNP.
And in just a minute or so, because there's been a public debate on the role of interns, medical doctor interns and clinical officer interns as well. Let's highlight your view, because we heard from the CS mentioning that they deserve just a stipend, because these are interns. But we've equally heard from the doctors saying that these interns play such a crucial role in the healthcare system, especially in public health facilities. From the clinical officer's point of view, briefly, how important is applied to the interns?
Let me say, one, if I can break it, one is that do we have any role in terms of, can we stop either giving them internship or taking them for internship? I think we are training for the globe, and we have to benchmark with the best practice. These are key people who make a decision in terms of what intervention can be taken to you when you come to the hospital. So they must be trained, and after they have done with their theory, then they can come and incorporate the same with the practical part of it. And this is the whole year that we normally now put them, so that you release them to go and independently do the work. Then the next thing is, when they are in our public facility, actually they contribute to 27% of our workforce. And it's not that they are just there, and they work day and night, mark you. And that is why the government has been for more than 7 years paying them as they have been paying. So I cannot say that now maybe the life is on them. That's why the government has chosen now to take away or to reduce their payment. The government has not justified what they are doing, and we must call it as such, and we must say that this is an act of destabilizing the sector, and specifically the public sector. Whoever is doing this, either they have their own private facility that they want actually to gain through this, or even pushing it down so that we can have cheap labor in our market.
Okay, we definitely hope for a quick